Tony's Kitchen. We're going to do a few grilled items today on the grill outside once the rain stops. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do some stuffed baby bell peppers with cream cheese with pesto. We're going to smoke some potatoes, baked potatoes, on the grill. We're also going to do some grilled pork chops with a southwestern rub. And I'm going to show you how to cut up a chicken without hurting yourself. So, and on that chicken, we're going to use the same southwestern rub. All that coming up. First thing we're going to start off with is we're going to stuff these baby bell peppers here. They're small, they're out of Mexico, and they're very, very sweet. These are the ingredients. We got the bell peppers here. We're going to use some mandarin oranges, Romano cheese, Philadelphia cream cheese. We have some cilantro here, black walnuts, and some olive oil. Now the first thing we're going to do here, also, by the way, we also have some garlic. First thing we're going to do, I've washed already the peppers already. All we're going to do is take the peppers and we're just going to cut them in half. We're going to cut them in half pepper and cut it right in half. And you notice that has the little seeds in it and the ribbing. You want to take that out. I have a little garbage bowl right here. Take the little ribbing out, take the seeds out. There's not many seeds in them. And this is how it's going to look. It's going to sit like that. Take it out, take the seeds out, take the ribbing out. Bam. Here's another pepper. Slice it in half, watch your fingers. Slice it in half, watch your fingers. Slice it in half. Take out the ribbing. Stem can stay on. Take out the seeds. And that's all that is. I'll put a few seeds in that one. All right. Ribbing. All right. And there you go. Now we're going to stuff these with cream cheese. Check out pepper. Just a small amount of cream cheese. Just slide it, take another spoon and slide it right in the cavity. That'll be a lot. It's going to spread out. And once we finish these, they're going to go on a hot grill on this sheet. You don't have to fill it up because it's going to spread. Take a little bit of cream cheese right in there. Use another spoon, kind of stuff it in there. It's okay if it's a little messy. It's going to burn. Welcome back. Now we're about to make the pesto sauce that goes with the stuffed peppers. I have 3 cloves of garlic here, and one of the easiest ways to peel garlic is to take the flat end of your knife and whack it. Take the flat end of your knife, whack it. Flat end, whack it. What that does is loosens up the skin, and it just falls out. The peel comes right out. Into my little garbage bowl it goes. It peels right off. Right into the garbage bowl. We're going to take the garlic. So we don't have to cut the garlic. The garlic will go right into the blender because we want to make the pesto sauce. We're going to add the oranges. I got cilantro that has been washed. Looking at about a half a cup of cilantro. We have some walnuts. Let's go into the pesto sauce. All this goes in. We're going to go with a little, about a half cup of olive oil. And about a quarter cup of Romano cheese. Right now I'm pulsing pesto sauce. And there you have it. Let's give it a taste here. Let's see what we got here. Good consistency. That could use a little bit. Here's our finished pesto sauce here. I'm gonna give it a taste here. Make sure the seasoning is right. I add a little more salt to it. Let's see what we got. Ah, that's perfect. Good stuff. Right now, we're about to prep the potatoes for the grill. I have my simple ingredients here. It's just a couple of ingredients. It is regular oil, soybean oil, and kosher salt. I have some potatoes that have been washed already, and I'm gonna take each potato and just rub it in the oil, set it on the floor. Rub it in the oil, set it on the floor, rub it in the oil, set it on the floor. Why even oil there, you think, you say? I'm gonna tell you why in a second. Oil, the oil will crisp up the skin. And you take a little kosher salt and you just sprinkle it around the top. Gives it a little more flavor. You can eat the jacket, just the skin. Okay, and that's gonna go onto our hot grill. Okay. All right, now it's time for the meat. The meat we have, first meat we have is gonna be pork chops. And I have a rub that I made here, but before we get to that, we're gonna show you what we're gonna use for our grill, for a smoking wood. What I have here is two different woods. I have this Jack Daniel's whiskey barrel smoking chips. This is a really good product. This is what they actually, this is from the oak barrels that they actually put the whiskey in. So I'm gonna run to my sink here, I'll be back. I'm gonna get some hot water. And I'm soaking the chips in water. The reason why I do this is the water is going to infuse the chips here, and when they smoke, they're going to smoke a little slow. They won't burn up. What I have here, this is apple wood. Any fruit tree, cherry, is another good wood. I prefer apple, especially with poultry and pork. So what I have here, I got 2 chunks of apple wood, and what I put in them, take a little beer, don't matter what kind of beer it is, and I soak the wood chips in a partial amount of beer and water. They're going to sit here for a minimum of a half an hour to really let the beer soak into the apple wood and let the water soak in to the chips. If you would smell this, you would think it smells just like Jack Daniel's, and the flavor that it imparts will make it taste just like Jack Daniel's. Now we got that done. Let's go to our pork chops here. Here is a basic rub. Your basic barbecue rub is basically this. You first start off with a basic brown sugar and kosher salt. Why kosher salt instead of regular salt? Let me tell you why. Kosher salt is a flake. It is flat and it's kind of sharp, and when you use it as a rub, that kosher salt will help dig into the meat. Brown sugar for sweetness, and your basic rub can basically go with chili powder, onion powder, cumin, and a little garlic powder. You can add anything else you want, and this is what I came up with. This is my basic barbecue rub here, and you see it in there. Again, you could add whatever you would like. If you want to add some celery salt, if you want to add some herbs, you can do that. But this is basically your basic rub. These ingredients here are your basic rub. You can subtract it if you don't want, if you don't like garlic, if you don't like onion. You can take it, but your basis of a rub are these 2 ingredients, is salt and brown sugar. And I'm gonna take a pork chop here. I got some assorted pork chops that I got from my butcher, and I got them sitting right in my little pan here. We go sit them here. There's a big one there. That's a big guy. And these are kind of thick. But when you're barbecuing, you like thick chops. I love thick chops. And with the rub, you sprinkle the rub on it liberally. Notice I'm not putting my hands in the rub because I just handled pork. So this is what's going to happen. I'm putting it on. Don't be stingy. Pat it on. And it's called a rub for a reason. This is why it's called a rub. You take it and you actually rub the spices in it. Get it in there. That kosher salt is going to slice its way in there. Turn it over to the other side. Because like my buddy Amber used to always say, I can't stand one side of tasting food. Turn them over. And there's the other side. And do the same for the other side. Nice and liberal. Don't be stingy. Spread it all around. Nope, my hands are not going into the rub. We don't want to contaminate anything. So here we go. And here we have our chicken, our yard bird. We're going to take this boy. I'm going to show you how to cut them. First of all, most of your chickens that come now has a lot of fat on. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take my knife here and cut down the breast. And I have my cleaver here to cut that breastbone. There we go, that's done. Here we have the liver. What I have here, I got the neck, they have the liver, got the heart, all the little assortments here. We're going to use this for chicken stock. Makes the best stock. You hold on to that. Alright, and here we have our bird here. Here we have a little leftover fat here. We don't need all that fat. Plus that fat, what that fat's going to do is going to cause flare-ups on the grill. So we're going to take some of that fat off there. Alright, and we're going to lay this chicken flat here. First of all, we're going to take the little wings off here. Look for the joint. There's a joint right there. Wing comes off. Go to the other one. Find the joint. Wing comes off. Turn on the back side. Get my handy dandy cleaver, my whack it all, and give it a good whack. Here's the rib cage here, You just want to whack it. It goes right through. Turn around. Just take that back out. This back makes great stock. Chicken around, we're going to follow the natural line of the chicken. There's a line here, your line here. That's where you take your knife. It tells you where to cut. There's your thigh and your drumstick. Turn around here. There's the natural line right there. There's your thigh and drumstick. You turn around. There's another natural line that tells you where to cut the drumstick from the thigh. See that little seam right here? Bam. There's your drumstick. There's your thigh. Breast. Alright, you got your two breasts here. Follow the line again. Where's that natural line? There's that natural line right there. Oh. I had to cut this. Let's see. Alright, drumstick. Thigh. Got two big breasts here. I don't want them this big, so I'm just going to take the cleaver, cut them in half, cut them in half. Alright, we're going to arrange the chicken in our pan here. Turn the chicken on the skin side down first. Get the wings here, drumstick, piece of the breast. There we go. Now, with our rub again, same rub that we use for the pork. We're going to shake it on. No, I'm not putting my hands inside the rub because that will cross-contaminate the rub. So we're going to sit here. We're going to sprinkle it on. Be generous. And we're going to sit here and go actually rub it in. We'll turn this over, turn them over, turn them over. We don't want one side of tasting food, so we'll turn this over. And now we have, again, some more rub. And we're going to rub it in. Our chicken is done. Well, here in the backyard, Got my grill all ready to go here, but what's going to happen is we're going to start our charcoal, but not with lighter fluid. What I have here, this is a very wise investment. This is called a charcoal chimney or charcoal starter. Notice that it's hollow here in the middle and the air holes here. What you do to get this charcoal lit is just take some regular old newspaper, kind of crumble it up, just loosely crumble it up. You don't want it packed too tight. And ram it up there, just like this. Regular old newspaper. Don't worry about the paper burning, the ink. Don't worry about the ink. The ink is made out of mineral oil, so it's not going to affect the taste of the charcoal or anything. They use a mineral-based ink on newspapers nowadays, so it's not going to make any difference. And we're going to take this and we're going to stick this down here. I have my handy dandy lighter, and you just light the bottom. Light the bottom. Light in a couple spaces here, spots here. As you take a look, see there's a flame down here. What's going to happen, the paper, the lighting of the paper is going to ignite the bottom layer of coals on these starters. Once the bottom coals get hot, heat travels up. The coals are going to light each other. And in about 15 minutes, we'll have white hot coals ready to dump in the grill. While I'm here, I have my grill all ready to go here. Clean up the grates, and when the coals are done, we'll take these grates off and we'll dump them in the coals. All right, as you see here, if you look inside the coals there, you can start seeing the orange glow, and that's just after 8 minutes. So all these coals were lit without the use of any chemical, just newspaper. The shape of the chimney here funnels the heat up, and as you see, these coals are just about ready to go. I'll give them probably another 5 minutes and we're ready to barbecue. We're ready to grill. 14 minutes later, our coals are hot. No lighter fluid, just plain old everyday Chicago Tribune newspaper. All right, take these are stay cool handles, grab them. On one side of the grill, we're going to do. Whoa. I had somebody that wanted to go bye-bye. All right. Second one. Get up. On the other side. Okay. While that's happening, that's going to be very careful. That's very hot. All right. In the meantime, let's put them on a little bit. You notice I got a gap in the middle. There's a reason for that. Now, I have applewood that we soaked earlier. Nice and wet. Smells like beer. Right on top of the coals. I have the second piece. Right on top of the coals. I also have the oak chips that were from Jack Daniels. That what they use for the barrels, soaked in whiskey. All right, that's that. At this time, we're going to take the grates, set them on the grill. We're going to let these grates get really hot. We're going to brush them. Then we're going to oil them. And then when we come back, we're going to put the food on. Chimney open, vent is set. The ideal temperature is about 225, 250 degrees. Any higher than that, then your food got a chance to start burning. So we'll come back in about 2 minutes, let these grates get hot, and we'll order grates in a minute. What I have in my hand here is a paper towel soaked with a little oil. I have my little wire brush. Take the wire brush, take the grill, make sure all the residue's off, then take just the oily rag. That's all you gotta do. Oil the grill. You gotta make sure that nothing wants to stick. You don't want nothing sticking. Our fire is already. Okay. Take my handy dandy tongs. Pork chop. Pork chop. Pork chop. Pork chop. Pork chop. And pork chop. At the block. Alright. What I have here is chicken. The reason why I got the coals in the middle with no coals in it, the grill with no coals, I want the indirect heat on the chicken for now. I don't want the chicken to scorch or burn, so we're going to put the chicken right in the middle where there's no coals. And just for a little twist, I also got some Bobac's smoked Polish sausages. We just go fit them anywhere on here. Let them just go ahead and go. Okay. And now we close the lid. I have my vent. This helps regulate the heat. Right now we're at the ideal temperature at 225 degrees. It should get no higher than 250 degrees. That's what we wanted. I got my vent halfway open, and I have my vent 2/3 of the way open on the side. So let's get back in the house. Potatoes. We got our potatoes that we prepped earlier. We're gonna sit these right up on top of the grates here, on the upper level. Not only are they going to cook, but they're going to smoke also. So you have the smoky flavor going through the skin into the flesh of the potato. All right, we're back out here on the grill. Pork chops looking good. We're going to flip these boys over a little bit. Got our sausages browning nicely. We're going to turn these pork chops over. Word of note, when you're dealing with pork, internal temperature of pork got to be 145 degrees, but the internal temperature of chicken has to be 165 degrees. So I have my handy thermometer here to make sure when the chicken, I think the chicken is done, that I make sure I temp it, because we don't want any raw chicken. We don't want a visit from salmonella today, do we? Chicken's looking mighty good, browning nicely. The browning, how it looks like that, is because of the brown sugar. It gives a nice little caramelization here. So that's working out pretty well. All right, potatoes looking good. They're smoking. We're gonna close the lid. Our temperature is still maintaining at 225. We're looking good. But these pork chops here are just about done. I'm gonna take one of these pork chops, and I'm gonna take his temperature. You go around on the side, try not to hit any bone. And we are looking at still rising. Still rising. We are at 148. We're gonna take these tops. We're gonna set them right up here to rest a little bit. Our sausages are done. We're gonna set these up here. Let's transfer these over here. Let's take this guy's temperature here. Oop, let's try to hit it in the middle there, boy. We are at temperature there. You don't want to overcook pork, it will dry. And as far as the Yardbird goes, we are almost done with that. We're looking at about, so far it's been like a half an hour. The sausages are done. And this is a good spot. This little rack up here is a really good spot to put food that is just about done. You can sit them up there away from the heat. The chicken I'm going to move here. I can put this chicken basically over direct heat now because it should be just about ready. But just for giggles, let's see what this temperature is of the chicken. I have a breast. Find the thickest part of the meat, insert thermometer. Try not to hit a bone. It's going up. This chicken got a little ways to go. We're looking at 100, almost 140 degrees. We're looking for a 165 degree temperature. Let's try a wing, which is smaller. Again, even though this chicken has to be 165 degrees, excuse me, you still don't want to overcook it. Thermometer in. And this is basically the same. Just got a little while to go. So we're going to take these pork chops here. We're going to set them. These are ready to go. We'll let them sit. We're going to let them rest. Let the juice redistribute. We're not going to cut into these. The sausages are done also. These sausages are already pre-cooked already. All we're doing is giving them a little char. You can put that on there. We'll put these chicken over here. Let that go. Let's try this guy. Almost done. We'll set these guys up here. We'll close the lid. Let's open this all the way. We're going to put our vegetables on. Let's go inside. Towards the end now that most of our chicken and pork chops are done, baked potatoes got a little while here. We're going to roast these peppers. These should take about 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to close the lid and let them just roast. All right. The chicken is done. I'm going to pull this bird off here. I got it sitting up here, looking mighty nice. The last of the pork chops are now ready. We're going to pull this off. Yum. Looking good. Our last of our pork chops. So we're kind of thick. Pull those off. Let's see about these taters. Our potatoes are done. We can pull these boys off. Yay! Give them the old poke test. That tater's done. That tater's done. That's done. That's done. And that one is done. We'll come back for the peppers in a minute. We're back again. The roasted peppers with the cream cheese are done. We're going to take these in the house. All right, here's our dishes here. Here's our smoked baked potatoes off the grill. Our grilled pork chops. I had some pork sausages on hand. I grilled those. And here's our smoked grilled chicken. And in the middle here, we have our stuffed sweet bell peppers with cream cheese. And at the last minute here, we're going to add a little pesto on each and one of the peppers to finish it off. There we go. Got a little color. And there we go. Alright, this finishes our meal today. Stick to your website and soon I'll have another dish. I don't know if it's going to be grilling or not, but I will have another dish ready for you next time I see you.